Hi, everyone.
Hello and good morning. Well,
I'm so sorry.
it's fine. I know that we've got the delay in there. So welcome to the webinar. I'm going to hand over to Elona, who's going to get us started now. So I'll speak to you at the end.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited to be hosting today. I'll be going through 11 tips for using Instagram for business. So before I do that, I just wanted to go through some of the brands we've actually worked with. So here are some of the examples, both B2C and B2B. So quite exciting brands. And yeah, we're going to go on to a bit about me. So my name is Elona. I'm the Senior Social Media Exec at Annika. I've been at Annika for over 2 years, just over 2 years. And I have over 5 years of experience in digital marketing. My passion in digital marketing stemmed from the hybrid interest in psychology and creativity. I'm also a huge social media junkie, so I guess that's the reason I'm into it, and that's my day-to-day job. And I've worked on B2C and B2B clients across several industries. And in my spare time, I enjoy creative activities like painting and songwriting. So that kind of fuels the creative side of I suppose, delivering ads and making sure the messaging is creative and fun. So Instagram, is it for you? Instagram has over 1 billion monthly active users, less competition, and a more engaged audience than any other social media giants like Facebook or Twitter. This presents businesses with an opportunity to reach a huge and often highly engaged audience. It's the second most logged in social media site for daily use after Facebook, and 90% of the accounts you follow follow at least one business. So people surveyed said they took the following actions after seeing a business Instagram page. So 79% searched for more information, 65% visited the brand's website or app, 46% made a purchase online or offline, 37% visited a retail store, 31% followed the brand's account online, and 29% talked to someone about it. So those are quite big stats we're dealing with in terms of the success rate of Instagram and how it can really impact your business. So with identifying your objectives, the most common objectives of Instagram marketing strategies are the following: brand awareness, online community, drive engagement, drive traffic to the website, and announcing upcoming events, promoting your products and services, and building bonds with influencers online. So you can maximize your online presence potential with the following tips. But before you do, please ensure your Instagram page is a business profile. It's really important. So when you create a business account on Instagram, you'll be able to get insights about your stories, posts, and followers, which will help you when you're creating your content. So to set up a free business profile, you can go through these steps and it will help you with creating that. So tip number 1, optimize your Instagram business page. So with the profile picture, use your high quality logo. The category, there are over 100 categories you can choose from. So pick one that most suits your product or service. With the bio, feature what your business does, any potential USPs, for example, 100% vegan, or any hashtags that you would like your customers to use when tagging your product. A website is essential when driving traffic, is an objective for you. And contact information, feature a generic but active email that users can contact you with. Number 2, use metrics to identify your Instagram account. So structure your content strategy with metrics that define your success of your goal. Understanding your audience demographics and performance of your post can lead you to a positive return on investment. So you can search and find the following from these stats. So you've got impressions, reach, profile views, website clicks, email clicks, gender, age range, top locations, and audience most active time. So these are crucial for when you're learning what content matters, who you're targeting, and also when you analyze all this data, your content will become more refined to who you're actually targeting. Number 3, think aesthetically. So think about the color scheme and the layout. So what businesses tend to do is actually they miss the point of the whole creativity and they just try to push their products and keep it as simple as possible because they're scared to step out of that comfort zone. But it's really important to actually get in touch with the creative side of Instagram, because that's what people are attracted to when they go on Instagram. They look at the visual aspect, they look at the pictures and the videos that entertain them essentially. So think about your brand colors and visual style when it comes to Instagram, and align your brand's overall aesthetic and color scheme. So here are some points worth considering before uploading your images. So is the image quality consistent with previous uploads? You don't want one that's really low quality and the rest to be super high quality. Does the image align with your brand colors? So if not, there are image editing apps to help manipulate the colors with filters. There's even Photoshop if you're comfortable with that on your laptop. But there are plenty of apps that you can use to really help push that creative side of your image and make sure the colors match with the other ones. Will it complement the other images on your Instagram feed? So there's an app actually called Preview, and it allows you to test this before uploading. So you can actually view things as if it was uploaded, but they weren't actually uploaded. It's just more of a visual example. Would your audience appreciate the image even if there was no caption? So the image should be strong enough to speak for itself. Not that we would suggest uploading with no caption, but it should really have an impact without any words needed. Tip number 4, don't underestimate the power of captions. So captions are a chance to enhance your content further, and there are plenty of ways brands would use them. So consider the following when writing up your captions. Stay consistent with your brand's voice. The way you'd speak on your website would be as equal as you'd speak on Instagram. You want to keep that consistent. Tailor the message based on your audience. When promoting a product or service, avoid sounding too salesy. Use emojis, if your brand allows it, for a friendlier, relaxed tone. Although Instagram captions are limited to 2,200 characters, we recommend using no more than 3 lines of text for posts that don't need much context. After 3 lines of the text, the caption becomes truncated with the ellipsis. So the people viewing will have to click the ellipsis in order to read the rest of it. Utilize hashtags. So we recommend using up to 5 hashtags, but you can use up to 30 hashtags if they are appropriate and relate to the content. I would suggest, though, keeping a space between the actual caption and then separating the hashtags so that it's not obvious. Number 5, define your business personality on Instagram. So humanizing your Instagram business account is a great way of making your business more memorable. So give your posts some more personality. So you can see here is an example. We've got Frank_bod. They are a beauty supplier for skincare. And you can see they focus on the visual aspects. Well, most brands do, but also through a caption and comments. So here's an example of the caption: I spy a scrub that puts an end to dry skin and mesh selfies. So, and it also encourages people to comment and also tag the person that actually took the picture. So there's a lot of engagement in just one caption. And you've also got them commenting back and being responsive to potential customers, because you can see here someone's asked, does a scrub help to get rid of acne scars? And without that response, they wouldn't know whether it's correct. So when you do respond, you've got more of a chance for people to go and finally get that call to action and purchase inevitably. So remember, if your followers feel like they know you, they'll gladly repost, share, and interact with your brand through their comments and likes. So just ensure you have a personality that people can really connect to. Tip number 6, encourage your audience to post your product or service. So UGC, also known as user-generated content, is any form of content, whether it's image or videos, that have been created and shared by users on social media. It's valued as the most authentic, trustworthy, and reliable form of content. So in other words, consider it as a review in a visual form. So why does user-generated content matter? Well, 90% of users trust UGC to influence their purchase decisions. Showcasing the real experiences of real customers works as validation and authenticity. It displays brand advocacy as existing customers become brand representatives, and it's a powerful technique in spreading word-of-mouth marketing. So what factors contribute to a customer's decision to post? Customer satisfaction, customer personality type, the customer may be an influencer or blogger. If customers find that any UGC competitions, so what tends to help with UGC is actually sharing a photo with us to win, for a chance to win. So things like that, you're connecting to the audience and giving them a chance to win something as an exchange of their engagement, which actually tends to work really well across all brands. If customers are encouraged to share photos using your brand hashtag, so if you have a brand hashtag, which we highly recommend, it's important to keep influencing that as you post or even in your caption, so that people are influenced and encouraged to use that when they do manage to get your product or experience your service and use that hashtag. So how do I encourage our customers to post? So make it easy to capture content for users, whether it's in stores or online, giving users call to action such as tag us on Instagram or use our hashtag to be featured on our page are effective ways of getting users involved. Provide incentives with rewards, as I've mentioned, they work really well. And when users do post about your brand, always interact. Whether it's a comment or a share on your business profile story, this sort of interaction will engage and encourage others to do the same. Tip number 7, so are you stuck on content? Remember your objectives. So we all know how hard it is to consistently create visual content, but Instagram can be used for a lot more than a generic product or service message. So don't feel restricted just because you're a profile as a business. So if we recap back on the list of objectives, we have brand awareness. So before uploading a brand awareness post, consider the following for your image and caption. What do you want your audience to know you as? What do you sell or service? Would you like to open up about your company culture and USPs, for example, environmental friendly? If you're looking to build an online community, encourage comments in your next post. For example, we love cinnamon in our banana bread. What's your favorite addition? Comment below. When running competitions, ask users to tag a friend. That way you're building that community from their friends. Get personal. Captions are a great way of talking about your brand mission or your latest news at your company. So if you're also looking to drive engagement one day, you can upload high quality photos. You can even use your phone for this. Upload fun, inspiring, motivational quotes or quotes that align with your brand mission. Use the correct hashtags that relate to your content. For example, don't use strawberries when promoting a sofa. And use Instagram Insights to understand when users are most active and post at those times. So driving traffic to the website is predominantly what everyone wants in order to complete that transaction. So in order to drive traffic to the website, ensure that the URL is available for users to click. So that's located under your bio, and that's a must. And to visitors that are new or familiar with your Instagram page, it's important that you adopt all the previous tips to solidify your business account. When users see a business that appears active, engaging, and also has a product or service in demand, the user would naturally want to take a look at your website. So it's all about the appearance of your Instagram at the first place before they decide to go onto your website and trust that link. Announcing upcoming events or product launch. So are you looking to announce an upcoming event or product? Utilize the countdown sticker located within the story options. So this will allow you to feature a short message and a live countdown. So this is available for users to view for 24 hours only. So try and use it within that time. Go live. So whether you want to show users what is going on behind the scenes or whether you want to host a quick Q&A on Instagram, going live is a great way of building engagement prior to the launch. Post images or videos featuring sneak peeks or teasers of the product or service. That's going to build that tension, and the user will want to try and figure out a way on how to join with that upcoming event or the product launch. So this is actually an example of the story options. So there's stickers, you've got location, so you can tag yourself if you are in a certain location and you're promoting a product. You've got a little emoji slide sticker that just shows, it gives people the option to love or hate if you've shown a product, which most people do stick on the really, really love it side. You've got hashtags. You can feature hashtags in your stories, which will help with more exposure. You've got questions, so you can ask questions to people and they will respond just by the options that Instagram gives them. It's really compatible on it works well when you're trying to promote a question and people can react very quickly. It's simple to use. You've got the countdown feature, as I've mentioned. You can also mention people with their @ username, and you can also feature a poll. So those are great ways, really, to promote and provide content outside of the box in terms of uploading a video or image. You can utilize that story and really push your message. So tip number 8, upload Instagram stories. So not only Instagram stories fun and creative, but they're one of the best ways to grow your engagement, build brand awareness, and even drive sales. So what are the benefits of uploading stories? Well, if you're running low on inspiration, Instagram's Create Mode, as I've mentioned, has the section for stickers designed to kickstart your creativity. You can also be given insights which allow you to view who has seen or interacted with the post, which gives you an idea as to who are most engaged within your followers. And stories are proven to help boost engagement. So make your stories creative and fun using Instagram's emojis and GIF options as well. So there are so many ways you can use Instagram stories. So remember to tailor your stories by objective. For example, if you're looking to get more users to your website, feature click the link in our bio for a clear call to action. Tip number 9, organize your stories into highlights. So this is something actually brands do miss quite often, but it's really important. Highlights live front and center on your Instagram profile. So they're perfect for helping new visitors discover what your company is about. Here is why highlights are important. Regular Instagram stories vanish after 24 hours, but when you add it to an Instagram story highlight, your content gets a permanent spot on your profile. It highlights the help that you can give to customers. So for example, if they're looking for information they need quickly, you've got a Q&A highlight story or special offers highlight. And that alone can really change the person and persuade them to go onto that website and use a promo code, for example, that you have shown on your Instagram story. So it's really strong in terms of how you can persuade the audience. It also brings your brand to life, especially when you allow users to see what's going on behind the scenes or in the life of a CEO, for example. Suggestions. So be consistent. If you happen to upload stories, be sure to update the highlights featuring the images or videos. Use simple, descriptive titles for your highlights, so keep them very simple. So you can see this example here. You've got Make Life My Story. So there's interesting ways you can actually, or even creative ways you can use those titles to make it fun and engaging. Use simple custom icons. So you've got the icons that you can either custom create or you can upload based on what the story highlights feature. So those are great ways to help keep your brand visuals consistent. Tip number 10, so create a 30-day content planner. The biggest step to running a successful Instagram account is to plan your content. So here's an example of Instagram content plan that you would do in a month, for example. So on the first day of Monday motivation quote, you've got boomerang posts, you've got promote your product. You can have a thank you followers day just to keep followers engaged and thank them for the support that they've been given. Whether it's people who have been consistently liking your page, it gives them that form of appreciation from brand to follower. You've got Ask Me Friday. So bear in mind, these are just ideas. They're not obligations or things, but they're just sort of recommendations for what you could use if you are running out of content. So Ask Me Friday, for example, include a Q&A, question to the audience. You've got an in-office photo. So all of these are examples of how you can really push your content out of that standard promotion image or video. Just think out the box, think of ways to engage, and you'll start to see the engagement grow, because it's not all about your product or your service. It's about keeping your audience there and entertaining them, as well as informing them about your brand. So when writing your plan, remember your objectives. Any content on your website can be created into a great visual piece for Instagram. So for example, if you've got a blog to promote, you can put that in your link and you can create a nice visual to support that blog. Promote new website content when possible on Instagram. Keep the aesthetic appearance intact with every post. So for example, if you have a Q&A, just make sure if you viewed that, would it be consistent to the previous post that you've done? Or at least the digital graphic side of it. And also aim to post every day if possible. So your content plan should make this easier for you. We do suggest posting every day, and I understand that it can be hard as a business owner to do that. But it is encouraged because you've got so much more potential to release that engagement to your audience. But if not, 3 times a week is standard as minimum, but we do really encourage once a day at least. And there are ways of doing that. And this plan is really effective if you're looking to keep that consistency. So the main point and the biggest point is to post consistently and stick to your goals. So it can get hard sometimes because it's almost like a mission. You have to keep doing it, but you will see results if you post consistently and stick to your objectives. So things to consider before giving up or not even trying. Your dream customer is online and possibly on Instagram. So take your chances. And experiment with different content to see what works for you and your audience. Be realistic with the number of times you post. So choose a number you know you can stick to. And above all, Instagram is a visual interface for creative expression. Be fun and also experimental. So that is all. Those are the 11 tips. And I hope you can take something away from that, because if you use that strategy combined, I'm sure there's a starting point, and also the finish point is staying consistent. So I really hope you enjoyed that. We'll be answering your questions, but I'll pass over to Jess to complete this. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you did take something from this.
Thank you, Elona. We do have a couple of questions that came in. One was about, can you give an example of apps that you can use for image editing, so you can do the filters and the colors?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll take my phone out because I've got probably a few. Yeah. So the first one would be PixArt. So this is actually one that's recently come up and not many people know about. So it's PIXART. There's a free version of it, and it really allows you to get out of your sort of fundamental, I suppose, view of how to upload something. It's very creative, it's very out there. You can change backgrounds and add some text to it. So there's a lot of ways you can do that. In terms of filters and the visuals, there's Visco, so VSCO. That's a great app in terms of just filtering, layering different elements of colors, so contrast, black and whites. So that's pretty much my go-to in terms of editing images would be Visco. But there's also one that's called Facetune. So Facetune is actually is an interesting one because it's made to alternate people's appearances, but you'd be surprised how you can use it for landscape images and even product images. So if you see that, for example, you've got a speck of dust in the background, and you're like, oh, I really wish I could get rid of that. Facetune is almost like a Photoshop. There is a free version and there's a paid for version, but the free version pretty much has everything you need. So those are the three go-tos for me. So try those out. And yeah, those are the ones.
Are you okay to just write those in the chat box so that the guys can just note them down?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've got Visco.
Great, thank you. So we do have a few offers, like Elona is showing at the moment. So we've got our usual training course, which is currently running at the moment, but dates will be released for the start of next year. So we've got those available still. And obviously, if you want to speak to someone, Elona, if you want to put your email address in the chat as well, so if people want to ask you any questions after this, then they can do so as well.
Will do.
That would be great. But thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you, Elona.
Thank you.
Next week we've got Bhakti. She's going to take us through starting with LinkedIn. So another social Friday. So that's very good. Yes, getting started with LinkedIn. Thank you, Elona. Right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.